stayed in Johannesburg and I stayed in Cape Town. I was out there for like 2 weeks, and I felt like I want to do this poetry book, and it's called Sunrises in Johannesburg and Sunsets in Cape Town. And if it's okay, can I do like 2 poems from the book? The first one is called My Ghetto Safari. The world is a ghetto, I'm convinced. I see the heart of the hustler spirit, the mind of underworld chemists. Freedom. Freedom. Freedom even sounds funny as it rolls off my slave lips. Freedom, what? Do we expect them to free them? We have to free us. Slave by natures, habitually addicted to misfortune, fortitude, solitude, growing in a society that parades being antisocial. How do we expect to build when we damage our blocks? There's an obvious disconnect. It's heightened levels of disrespect. Childish behavior displayed by adults as children feel betrayed by adults. Tranquility is all I ever needed. But anxiety filled my mind as I waited on them poor steps from my father. Waited on them phone calls from my father. Could only accept a couple calls from my brother before my mother was bothered by the phone bill. Project Steps taught me how to be observant, similar to bird watchers, traveling through our ghetto safari, where cops are on high surveillance, and former dope dealers invested money in churches, so now they hope dealers. By organized religion, considering the options, life in jail, heaven or hell, making profit off profits, I felt like that was a wise decision. Especially when half of their congregation used to be their clientele. You pick, hope or dope. Either way, it's a game of buy and sell. Look at Miss Anthony, she thick as hell. Class of 89, prom queen. Whew, she used to be fine. That's all you hear in the congregation from all the OGs. Funny what one hitter do. Gave her soul to the Lord. Now she in the house of Jesus Christ, paying tithes, being hospitable. Cold nights combated by heat from the stove, toasted roaches, project delicacies, but I pass on those. Older cousins known for street balling gave me first dibs on his clothes, and I was happy as hell with them hand-me-downs, cause I got tired of wearing, what are those? Back streets where I learned my slang, hustlers spoke with a different twang. Not old enough to shoot dice, but I was a spectator at every neighborhood dice game. A vacation from the street corner. Basketball gave us hope as we stood behind three-pointers, shooting far beyond our range. House parties where we gained fame, and you can tell by the attire which guys were a part of the same gang. Twisted fingers and crooked smiles instilled confidence in the normally incompetent adolescents. 40 years old in his second childhood, refusing to learn his lesson. Hair braiders on our porches of Granny's Victorians. Of course, before those houses were sold to Silicon Valley gentrifiers looking for residency in low-income communities so they could move in and call the police on you and me. Complain to city council about how we violate their community. It's too much ravage, excessive loitering, weed smoking, foot traffic. Meanwhile, after escrow closes and auntie distributes the money unevenly, the drama sparks, because Uncle Joe was always promised he'd have a place to go, but now he sleeps in the park. Little DeMario received his daddy's portion, so Instagram posts were flooded with his part, as the captions read, real hundreds, got it out the mud, I can't stand broke niggas, big blues, blah, blah, blah. It's sad to say that he'll be broke or dead soon. Hard to find a decent place to live. It's $4,000 a month for a one-bedroom. Can we all stop acting like we can survive off minimum wage? The pastor pimps the poor, driving down the street in his brand new Benz with his head in the heavens. He too holy to wave. School. Yeah, right. I was focused on my ghetto report card. That's the only thing that I was concerned about when it came to grades. Got an A in Bippin', a B plus in Pimpin', a C minus in Hustlenomics because he refused to listen. Wanted that fast money, didn't know how to grind. Patience must have missed him. May God be with him. Prayers to the youth who roam in these hard streets. You see, I just took you around without riding around. I hope y'all enjoyed my ghetto safari. It was 5:40 in the morning and I was just like, I was amazed that I was in Africa, man. By show of hands, has anybody ever been to Africa here? A couple people. It's a feeling that's so hard to describe. It's like soon as you get off the plane, it's like, wow. In hood terms, it's, my nigga, I'm in Africa, guys. Like I was just like, I got on the phone, like, bruh. It was like, bro, your phone work out there? Like, it's still the world, fool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, got Wi-Fi, baby. But it was a feeling that's so hard to describe. And I suggest that anybody in this world, we must go to the cradle of humankind, and the cradle of mankind lies in the nest of Africa, the early starts of civilization. So regardless of what you're descended from, we're all diaspora of Africa. So to be able to feel as one with that land, we all should return one day if you have an opportunity to do so. So I wrote this poem at like 5:30 in the morning, woke my daughter up. She was so mad. I was like, you gotta wake up and look at this sunrise. And it just seemed like everything was bigger. It seemed like the sun was bigger, the sky was bluer, the air was fresher. It was amazing. Echoes of Soweto, clapping as Mandela is finally free. The sails open up on Robben's Island. Prepare the boats upon the coast. Nelson will hit the streets. Tears fall for Winnie Mandela as I can hear all of the rebels speak. In the alleyways of Alexander, actions prove that talk is cheap. As the sun rises over Johannesburg, I hear the words of Gil Scott, refreshing in my pride, giving energy to my soul, knowing that my soul has been tied. What's the word, Johannesburg? Pretty as the night apartheid lost its grip, in the new town walks a new man, black as I've ever been. Rejuvenated black boy, sun glowing over my melanin, refreshed by conscious thought, activated my pioneer gland, outsourced by something greater than man. I'm black by popular demand. As the sun rises over Johannesburg, from the shadows of the darkened pavement, illuminated corners of third world hustlers, peddling product for profit, dancing in the streets of lost artifacts, searching. Music from Miriam Makeba. I'm really living this dream, huh? The window of this condo, 15th floor, felt like I could see the Cape of Good Hope shore. Smell the sands from Durban Beach as visitors party their pain. As the sun rises over Johannesburg, I will never look at the sunrise the same. Lost in the days as I stare at the telecom tower, Josie streets, where I heard the word from Joe Bird. Street fairs and day parties where black socialize at Mandela's side. I say we're black socialized, and Mandela smiles from the sky to see his countrymen side by side with the ancestors of apartheid, just swaying to the vibes, smiling and laughing. What a day, what a day. As the sun sets in Johannesburg, I'm happy to be home. Mother, I landed in the motherland. And for the first time as a man, I don't feel stranded. For the first time as a man, I don't feel branded. I'm not worried about fashion or brand fits. I feel brand new begin, a brand new beginning. Man, it feels good to be home. Africa. As the sun rises in Johannesburg.